Alrighty, welcome back to the channel for 2025. We are here and we have a very timely video, if you will, right? The first video for 2025, and I think it's a good one. We have the New Year Dokkan Festival Step Up Summon. We have two banners that are live until the 29th of January 2025, so all the way up until the 10th anniversary. Feels crazy to say that. That's probably going to be the banner date for the anniversary banners, but again, that is not concrete, but it is a nice little indicator of when we can expect them. So the big question on everybody's mind, I'm sure, is whether or not you should be summoning on these banners. Now, I think that the answer is a bit multi-layered, and it is going to vary from person to person. This is not going to be like a case where it usually has been with the last few where, you know, people are like, should I summon on Gotenks? And the answer is no. Should I summon for Jiren? I think the answer is an easy no. Should I summon for the New Year's Dual Dokkan Fest? I think the answer is an easy no. Glorio is great, but I don't think he's worth summoning for right now. But that's beside the point. Why is this a multi-layered answer? It's because, like I said, every player's situation is different, and there is going to be major factors that play into each one. Now, if you are somebody, let me just kind of preface this right away with, I like to divide these up into the why you shouldn't summon section and then the why you should summon section, right? So I'm going to talk about why you should summon first. So timestamp this one, right? 128 here is going to be why you should summon. And then the next section of the video is going to be why you shouldn't summon. So please keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and get started here. We have the why you should summon. If you are somebody that wants to summon on this, you have to keep in mind that it is really beneficial to newer players because these are going to be very good opportunities to fill out your account, get your box to where you want it to be, and give you variation for the teams that you can run. I'm sure a lot of you guys who are newer players are going to be running a situation where you only have one or two like really good, like fleshed out category teams, and then the rest you're kind of like patching up and working with, and you're potentially running free to play units, or you're running characters that aren't optimal for a setup just so you can run the team. That is where this is going to be very beneficial for you, right? If we just look at the featured units and we zoom out a little bit here, you guys can see, like, if we just kind of like quickly do this, like I'm just going to quickly break this down, like this isn't going to take long. Topo, like we're just going to go bang, 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 right? Good unit, amazing unit, decent unit, very good unit, right? Good unit, okay unit, very bad, stupid, dead, decent unit, okay, good, or okay, horrible, okay, pretty good, bad, right? It's like, and then we get down to the non-easy 8 characters, and it's like this guy's okay, has a little bit of utility, and these are a nice little pairing here with the int gammas. This easy A is phenomenal. This is one of the best easy A's in the game right here. This character is this guy's pretty good. This easy A is pretty good. This easy A is good. This easy A is good. Not a great super easy A, pretty good super easy A. Maybe the second best TUR in the game. Okay, pretty good, right? So that's kind of the idea here. Like all these characters have their own usages, and there's only like 2 or 3 bad featured characters here, but you have to keep in mind that if you are somebody that has all of these characters, pulling dupes for them is not really going to be that big of a deal. So if you are a newer player who potentially wants to summon on these banners, I think there is validity to that because of the featured pool. Like when it comes to the LRs, there's only 2 on here, right? 2 LRs, yeah? It's Super Saiyan 4 Goku and UI Goku. So if you fuse and get a Vegito Blue animation, you are in a good spot, my boys. Like this is a really, really easy come up for you. So I think that there is definitely some validity into doing that, right? Like it's a good setup for you here. Like I said, fleshing out your account is always something that is important. You know, players always, like all the time, it's so important to be like, you know, should I do this? And I do think that it's a potential good choice for your account, right? So if you are a newer player, I think you should summon on this. Maybe don't blow all your stones, but a rotation on this is going to be good because you have category leaders guaranteed, super easy 8 characters guaranteed, just a lot of different things happening here that are going to help you out greatly in the progression of your account, right? So that is going to be like the major thing for why you should be summoning on this, because again, if you are a newer player, there's just not that many chances for you to come up on units like this as you usually would, right? There's not often are you going to have a banner that's fleshed out like this where you have all of these potential different characters on it. It just works out very, very well here. So definitely recommend summoning on this if your account is like brand new, but that's about as far as I can go in terms of recommending that you do summon on this, because again, there is a decent trap here overall, right? Because of the featured pool is just not great. So let's go ahead and transition from the why you should section and let's go into the why you shouldn't section. Now, when you are on this banner, this is definitely a big, this is kind of a big no-no in my opinion. Because of the amount of featured characters here, you are more than likely pinpointing for one character if you are summoning on this banner. And I'm sure, as most of you know at this point, when you are trying to pinpoint a character like that, things can get a little bit dicey, right? It's just really tough to sort of lock in on one character here in specific, and that is what's going to make this one such a tough get, right? So if you're somebody that wants this Tech Vegeta, it is going to be so tough to pull that Tech Vegeta. It's just tough. That's how these things go every year, so you do have to keep that in mind. But overall, it is still, I think, a pretty good choice, or not a good choice when you are trying to look at this, right? Because you have stuff with Rose, you have stuff with like this guy's just all right? It's the same thing with the Saiyan Day Vegeta. He's very good. Most people, I'm sure, are just falling for the Tech UI and the Super Saiyan 4 Gokus of the world, right? That's definitely what you're after, and it's just a dangerous kind of trap to fall into, right? Because it's just such a small chance of doing that. And we also have the obvious case of where we have the anniversary looming, right? All of you guys know the anniversary is coming up, and it is a very dangerous kind of slope here where in 3 weeks time we're going to know who the anniversary characters are, and it's just going to be tough to justify anything more on some of these banners, right? So please do keep that in mind when you are summoning, that you could potentially run into a bit of trouble with that, right? So there we have it, right? Should you be summoning on these banners? We haven't even talked about the other one, right? This banner right here, very good, but again, not worth it. But if we go over to the legendary summon, it's the same thing, but even worse, right? Where we have a bunch of LRs, and you're going to be getting a bunch of LRs on this, right? It's just one character who kind of debuted in 2024 guaranteed, right? With a powerful awakening guaranteed. This is all just nonsense, right? And one potential LR character guaranteed. There's not much going on here that's worth your time. If we just look at characters that are worth your time, Cell Max, yes. Jiren, yes, right? Golden Frieza at times. Omega is decent, but the rest of this is just so bad, right? There's nothing to be justified about this. You would definitely want to stay away from this specific setup for sure, because characters, it's literally you pull Jiren or Cell Max essentially, or otherwise you might as well have just not pulled anything. Because even the EZAs on this are not of great choices right now, just sort of looking at this from the bigger picture, right? This Dragon Fist Goku's no good, Beerus is no good, Baby's no good, the androids are no good. Just not much going on here that is going to make it worth your time. But if you can potentially get Cell Max or Jiren, then it would be worth your time. But again, it's definitely not worth the stones, because again, the anniversary is right here in front of us. So we want to make sure that we are prioritizing that for sure. But let me know down below what your guys' plan is. How many stones do you have? What are you going to be doing on this specific banner? Again, I'd recommend that you do stay away from this. I just don't think it's worth it. There's just way better ways to use your stones in this specific setting. So, like I said, let me know down below what your plan is and all of those fun things. Leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you all in the next one.